Hello everybody, welcome back. Right now I'm going to lead the first violins through the first part of Phantom of the Opera. First of all, it starts with tremolo. So what you do is you hold it for exactly 5 beats and then there's a quarter note rest penciled into your music. Let me show you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, off. 2, 3, 4, 1, off. Repeat. 3, 4, 1, off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, rest. And then there's a retard, which you notice from the recording. And now we're faster, off the string, all repeats. So now we go to on the string, 2 16th notes for every printed 8th note. Notice there's no repeat here. So at measure 13, that again goes off the string. And then when you find measure 15, those are metered 16th notes. And then the first ending. Okay. The second ending goes to 18, which is metered 16th notes. Okay, you notice it says augmented second, the last measure of that line, B flat to D flat, which you're going to play like a C sharp. C sharp, 3 fingers. You feel like a leading tone into the D. Okay, now we switch keys abruptly to the key of E flat minor. I would try to play this scale before you even try to play this passage. And the scale appears actually measure 40. All right, so we're going to play measure 40 backwards. This is a Frankie strategy, right? So here's E flat, F, G flat, A flat, B flat, C flat, D flat, no leading tone, and E flat. Okay. If you'd like to pause this instructional video and make sure you can play that scale, might be a good idea. Now we're going to play it forwards. This is measure 40. Stay in 4th position. Now I shift to D natural, 1st position, and C flat is B natural. So I play it 1 finger. Now we go on A flat, still B instead of C flat, D, F, A flat, C flat, D, and E flat. So those couple measures are the most difficult measures on this page. When I stop showing you this passage, I recommend you spend a little time to make sure you can play measures 39 to the last line of the page very carefully in tune. So now we have the 3-note upbeat to measure 30. Little shift to A flat. This is a tremolo. And then shift back to 4th. Stay in 4th. Next line. Small shift. Second ending. I'm going to show you up the octave. Obviously, a Frankie strategy would be play it down the octave. And once you know how this sounds, then you can try up the octave. But it sounds like this. And then I do a finger substitution, 1 where 2 was. Forte, piano, tremolo. 1, 2, 4th position. And here's 39. 3, 4. beat here. And there's one more trick to this passage. It ends up bow. There's no downbeat. So here's my metronome. It's all set very fast, 120. These are eighth notes, the eighth note tempo of Think of Me. Now, of course, here's the melody of Think of Me. Okay? The trick is the 12/8 measure. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and. So let's do that together. Just say the numbers. We're going to start where you come in after 58. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, 3. Now the other problem with this passage is we're in 3 flats, E flat major. We're in E flat minor before. So that's why I was suggesting we practice the E flat major scale just as a warm-up activity, because we need that key a number of times in this piece, and this is the first time we need it. So we're modulating from 2 sharps to 3 flats. Sometimes there's intonation problems. I would recommend putting your metronome at 220 so that you can keep track of the eighth notes in this passage. So here's when you come in after 58 on that tied whole note. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Stay in position. And another one of these 12/8s. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so the fingerings are really good in this passage here. I would recommend playing these fingerings, but again, a Jerry Franke strategy. If you're having trouble with those fingerings, make sure you know how it sounds in your ear, and then you can always play in first position or in a more comfortable position, and then eventually when your fingers find their way up to fourth position and even higher, that's how you'll get more comfortable in this passage. That was full tempo. So quarter note is 110, eighth note is 220. You might want to mark those metronome markings down so you know how fast you're aiming for. Don't play too fast too soon. 12/8 measures, the eighth note is steady. The eighth note is steady. Now we go on to Angel of Music, which is slower, and it's in 2, and we're about to change keys. So we lose our A flat. We lose our A flat. Okay, so here's where it says andantino. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3. Now it's an oboe solo. And then it's a violin solo. The top notes, or I should say the top notes at 98. The solo begins here. The rest of you, though, are going to come in at 98 with the stems going down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. Now where it says tutti, we all play together with a big, big sound. Third position. A lot of musicians play that scale too quickly. They see the 16th notes and they think it's one of those sort of effect scales. This isn't actually a rhythm. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3. So that was a Franke strategy, of course, of eliminating the slur and playing them separate, which I'd recommend you do. Let's do that together now. On the E flat, ready, and go. Okay, and now the real bowing is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. So some of these passages aren't going to be very difficult for you to learn. Others are a little trickier. I would say when we have awkward key signatures, especially that E flat minor section, when you're playing in E flat major, whenever you're shifting around up in less familiar positions, these are spots to isolate and practice more carefully and more slowly. But at least I showed you how it's supposed to sound. And later on this week, I'll make a video for the second half of this piece of music. Okay? We have a little guest visitor that I was able to rescue from the orchestra room today. I stopped in to pick up some items, and so as long as we're working on Phantom of the Opera, here is our little music box monkey. That is, of course, the auction prop that we begin the performance with, and we'll just keep him right here for now, and you can watch our session. Okay, everybody, so I hope this helped you with some spots in Phantom of the Opera, first violin part, and I'll give you some more information later on this week. Take care, everybody.